Hey, baby.
Little pea.
You want to make your brisket for dinner?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. You want brisket for supper? No? What do you want then?
Oatmeal. You can't have oatmeal for supper.
Bye.
I love you.
I love you too. Be safe.
I will.
Bye.
I love you.
I love you too.
You're gonna need the manual, so.
The life of an Irby lineman is one of dedication to excellence and a commitment to family. It's that way today, and it has been that way since the very beginning. In 1919, Stewart C. Irby Company opened its doors as a wiring contractor and electrical supply dealer.
Where Irby Construction Company came from was out of Stewart C. Irby Company, which my grandfather started, and it basically was selling electrical supplies. My father came back from the war and was kind of looking where to work, and he talked to my grandfather about taking over the construction operations. And that is what started Irby Construction Company.
On July 1st, 1946, the Irby Construction we know today was born.
We built a power line at Camp Shelby for the military, and that's where Irby Construction started at.
When my dad was working in the 1940s, they dug a hole in the ground and they put a pole in that hole. Today, it's still done the same way.
Irby Construction was founded at a time when many parts of rural America were getting electricity for the first time. The people of Irby took great pride in the impact and importance of their work.
My memories of Irby is that everybody just had a can-do attitude.
Irby's dreams were bigger than just building power lines in America. In 1965, the company embarked on its first international trip to Africa, and others soon followed.
It was kind of an inside joke that we were elephant killers, that we were always looking for that big job somewhere, that tough job.
Irby's always been known for the company that can do the hard stuff.
In the 1960s and 70s, the company experienced major growth and began building lasting relationships with some of the most notable companies we still do business with today.
We've been in relationships with some of our customers for decades.
We've had several projects with AEP over the years. My first project with AEP was a Indiana-Michigan electric company project where we built 111 miles of 765 kV line from Rockport, Indiana to Madison, Indiana.
In 1968, Irby was awarded 3 large construction contracts by the Alaskan Power Authority. In one day, 130 structures were tilted up, approximately 30 miles of towers.
We couldn't build any roads, so we had about 200 employees and everybody went to work in a helicopter, everybody. And we had to build a line. We built it right up to Mount McKinley, was our half of the line, started in Wasilla.
This one-year project was completed under budget and on time while meeting all of the Alaskan environmental needs. In 1975, Irby took on an even greater challenge by traveling to Indonesia to construct thousands of miles of power lines.
You're talking about a little company in Jackson, Mississippi that took on a job halfway around the world. We built a transmission system, a distribution system that included thousands of miles of distribution. It was an incredibly large job.
Through the 1970s and 80s, Irby continued to strengthen relationships with customers and prove its commitment to safety and quality.
Obviously, you want to build a line, you want to make money and all those things, but safety was the first and utmost thing. It wasn't just, a directive coming out of the office, oh, you need to be safe. The people at the top push safety. Always have, and I think they always will.
In 1995, Irby added to its portfolio by constructing the first transmission line in the country of Belize, helping to transform the tiny nation into what it has become today. In the year 2000, Irby made a decision that would forever alter its course. Energy giant Quanta Services made a bid to purchase Irby.
They weren't going to change our management structure. They weren't going to change our management team. They were going to stay out of our business so where they could and let us run the company exactly the way we ran it before we were purchased.
And that's what the customers relate to. They relate to the OPUs and the Irby Constructions in the world. And, Quanta's there for support and backing, and it's great to be part of a big family like Quanta, but also keep our operations running the way they were pre-acquisition.
When you think of transmission construction, you think of Irby. They probably built more 500 kV lines than anyone in the world. And I think when I first came into business, if you were going to build transmission, you called Irby.
The new millennium saw many technical advancements in the industry that allowed for a more rapid upgrading and expansion of the electric grid. Irby Construction was poised to take advantage of this growing and changing industry.
In the 10 years that I've been here, we've had 3 record-breaking years. We're looking at a 4th one this year and probably another one next year. The company's really done well over the years, but it all goes back to, the company's rich history. That's the foundation that we've been able to build on.
Our culture, our approach, and our people have always been at the core of Irby's success.
These people know you, they know who you are, they treat you like a human and not just like a labor employee.
Making sure that our employees have what they need to function on a daily basis is part of who we are. And the employees in the field, they're what keep us going. They're the reason I have a job. And so to make sure that they know who we are and that I'm here and they can get what they need from us is important. That's part of our culture.
It just means a lot to have a company that stands behind you 110%.
We have a lot of employees who their sons work here, their grandkids work here, and it keeps evolving over time.
I have 3 boys that all work for Irby, in different capacities.
If Irby hadn't took a chance on my dad in the 1940s, my dad would have never went to Williamstown, Kentucky and met my mom. If he'd have never met my mom, well, who's sitting in this chair today? In 1971, I went to work for Irby. I went to Louisiana and met my wife. I have a son who's a youth pastor in Little Rock, Arkansas. None of that probably would have happened without Irby Construction Company. So what's Irby mean to me? Everything.
It feels like a family because in many instances we really are family. And we are all our brother's keeper.
Be your brother's keeper is not just a safety motto, it's a way of life at Irby.
There's a lot to safety and looking out for one another and being your brother's keeper.
Watch your brother's back. Everybody speaks up, everybody takes care of each other. Everybody has a voice.
This family atmosphere is not only found amongst the employees of Irby, it also exists in the relationships with our clients.
So we kind of take that Southern mentality, that Southern culture, that Mississippi-based culture, and we bring that to our customers. And that culture is one of, telling the truth. Our word is our bond. When we say we're going to do something, we do it.
We're held to some high standards, not just from, some of our clients and customers, but we're held to a higher standard by our employees. Our employees expect more of us. Our employees drive the safety programs here. They drive the safety initiatives because they want to work safe, because they're valued.
Some of the most memorable and rewarding moments for the Irby family have come as a result of answering the call to help out in times of crisis. After storms, wildfires, and other calamities have ravaged parts of our nation and its electric grid.
We've always taken pride in our response to storm restoration, and it's always heart-wrenching to see what people go through. We're usually, as soon as the roads are cleared, we're the first ones in, and we get to see people dealing with all their belongings scattered out in the yard.
These people are so grateful that you're there.
Trying to get the power back up, doing it safe, trying to help the community. Really everyone comes together, and it's a time where you really take a lot of pride in what you do, is when you see a storm or a major project and everyone's just out there wanting to do the best and give it their best.
In 2019, Irby acquired Marathon and Legend to help round out our in-house service offerings and even further solidify Irby's reputation as an industry leader.
The additions of Marathon and Legend, they just increase our capabilities. We can self-perform a lot more of that work. We can control, we can create some synergies between our T-line overhead work and the civil work. So really just having them as part of our team and being able to coordinate, offer full service to our customers, it's just really taking our capabilities to the next level.
Our project experiences and our portfolio of work tops any other contractor in the industry. We're able to execute well, safely, using the latest technologies and equipment and means and methods to execute these projects on time and on budget. And those factors have allowed us to continue to grow and present ourselves as trustworthy.
Irby has been primarily an electrical company that's done transmission. They've diversified into the distribution field. With that comes a lot of underground work. It's a great way to increase the revenue and solidifies Irby as one of the primary service providers in the industry.
If we didn't have the leadership that we have in the industry in this day and time, Irby probably wouldn't be here. If they didn't grow with the times, if they didn't grow with the expectations, they wouldn't be in existence. They would be a memory.
For Irby Construction, being in business 75 years is something to be extremely proud of. But for those who call the Irby family their own, it feels like just the beginning.
Well, you just have to look at the management team that's in place today. They're young, they're aggressive. These kids are good at what they do.
Lee is, he brought a different, he brought youth, and youth is something different. The world's changing, and it needed somebody young to run the company.
It's a younger company today than it was probably ever. It's a very young, vibrant company, and lots of great leadership.
It's always exciting to see where we're going to go next, what we're going to do next, what state are we going to work in next, what country are we going to work in next.
With our family-oriented culture, the best team in the business, and all of the backing of Quanta, we have all the pieces in place to position ourselves well into the future.
It's an amazing company that has an amazing history.
Never in a million years would I have thought that we'd get to the level we are now.
I'm extremely proud of what Irby's done in the past. I'm proud of what they're doing in the present, and I'm proud and excited to see what we're going to do in the future.
Hey, baby. What are you reading?
Go Away Unicorn.
Oh, that's my favorite.